Hello everybody, by the sake of evilness, you are watching Dave and Jay's Powerbomb. It's June 30th, 2021, and we are probably the most thirsty show, but we just, you know, clickbait, and it gets you. Brown panties.
300 room directions a day. Alright, let's jump into it. We are blessed this week. We have Le Champion Chris Jericho doing color commentary for the entire show. Excellent. First match of the night. We got Penta Zero Miedo and that scumbag Eddie Kingston, and they're going up against the Young Bucks. And they got Brandon Cutler coming out there with them, and it's a non-title match. And the Bucks, Matt Jackson, he's got a power mustache going, and the younger Nick Jackson, he's got a crazy goatee. Like, they're just going insane with it, Jay.
They are?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He's got the bandana, and now he's got a crazy goatee. That's probably the biggest highlight of the match here. Like, it's too fast to call. And then Kingston gets tagged in, so shit slows down a little bit. Oh, you're going for it, man. Sick. One of the Jacksons hits a springboard hurricanrana, but then one of the Jacksons able to hit a low blow, and then that enables him to hit a stomp package pile driver, which gets a near fall. Then those scumbags, the Good Brothers, come out. I don't even know why they're hanging out with you guys.
It's just, you know, when you're just surrounded by confident people that like to carry the gold. Well, even though those guys lost it to Japan.
Fin juice.
Like the fin juice. Like, oh my god.
Well, speaking of other botches and stuff that shouldn't have happened, Cutler botches the cold spray, and that enables Hank Kazarian to run out there and mug Cutler outside the ring, which enables Penta Zero Miedo to hit the Fear Factor package pile driver on the guy who got cold sprayed by Cutler, and then Kingston hits that whack spinning back fist to the guy who got pinned, and huge upset. Eddie Kingston and Penta Zero Miedo beat the Bucks in a non-title match.
I was like watching somebody die in your favorite show kind of thing just happened. Like, what the hell just happened? Like some scumbags just on the street and some guy wearing a mask looking like the Joker with his makeup on because he has no originality.
What's Eddie Kingston doing there? It should be Ray Phoenix. You had the Lucha Brothers getting it done. Eddie Kingston, he can't get it done in any company. Alright, so now we were backstage, and it's Christian, and he's talking to his new young boy, Jungle Boy. But then Jurassic Express literally pop up out of nowhere, and Luchasaurus is like, I like you, Christian. Jungle Boy's a good young boy for you. I got your back, brother.
That's cool, because I'm 1/4 pterodactyl or something like that.
Nice. So he's like 125 million years old. All right.
Yeah, and now we have something in common.
True enough. Speaking of things we have in common, hometown hero Ethan Page, big in-ring interview with Tony Schiavone, and he still really, really hates Darby Allin, Jay.
I was more concerned about such a high-level athlete, charismatic, powerful, very skilled wrestler. Did I mention charismatic already?
Yeah, Ethan Page, he's charismatic. He has Scorpio Sky, his tag team partner,
being
with him.
disrespected by the crowd.
Yeah, they're disrespected by the crowd when they're trying to talk about the Coffin match coming up. But then the lights go out. And you know what that means when the lights go out.
It's time to take a dump.
No, it's Sting! Sting there to steal a young boy's thunder. Yeah, which we all know Darby is Sting's young boy.
Everybody's got a young boy.
Everyone's got a young boy these days.
Well, we got Cutler.
And then they have a little pre-recorded vignette, and Darby's got a flamethrower, and he's wearing Ethan Page masks, and he's burning shit.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
It's, you know, black and white.
Then Darby appears, and he attacks.
Are you telling me Darby was inside that coffin the whole time that Sting was dragging out?
I don't think, was he in the coffin? He was yeah, Sting was dragging that coffin. That's right, it had wheels.
It had wheels.
And then, yeah, then Sting, Scorpion, Death Drops, Scorpio Sky And then Darby's going after the eyes of Ethan Page. Ethan Page barely gets out of there. He calls off the match until Fyter Fest, but the match won't happen if Darby Allin touches him between now and Fyter Fest, Jay.
You know, he is a tough guy, but now you deserve to disrespect being a little bitch.
We'll see what happens.
That is such an East End Hamilton thing to do. Didn't you say you're like so East End, you're like Stony Creek East End? Eat a dick, Ethan Page. You don't know what real East End is. Why don't you come on down over to the corner of Ottawa Street and Barton at the Center Mall there? We'll have a battle on top of Walmart.
What happened, man? You're on Ethan Page's side, and now your inner Darby fan is coming out.
No, I just don't like the extra drama you have to bring out.
It's wrestling, man. This life in the wrestling business.
I know.
Coffin match better delivered.
Sometimes I just can't accept these things.
Well,
like the fact that I can't actually grow a mustache like this.
Speaking of acceptable, this gives Jericho enough time to plug his book, Jericho 30, which I guess is available at Jericho30.com.
In match 524.
It was when Hook Taz, or no, Taz, he had a patch of Taz.
Yeah, and it was a 4-star match, and he smashed him on his head.
That's good. Good to hear. That's probably what happened to Hook Taz. Alright, so next match, we got Jack Evans of TH2, no Angelico, so we're just going to have to do it in his honor. Alright, I was getting lightheaded there. He's going up against Jungle Boy, who's coming off that big loss on Saturday night in the AEW World Championship title match against Kenny Omega.
The Jungle Man.
Jungle Man
the
beats Jungle
being.
Boy. Yep. And if Jungle Boy wins tonight, it will be a company milestone. Jungle Boy will be the first wrestler on the roster to achieve 50 wins since the company AEW's inception. Wow, that mustache just makes it
doing
look real
things,
legit.
man.
Got
Like, I look
Magna over here.
Gummy looking.
Tom Selleck, holy shit.
Holy shit, like, man,
What
all I
did
need
these
is
guys
sunglasses.
do? Fast action, but I mean, Jack Evans, we know he's not beating Jungle Boy. He's
Hell no, man. He gets caught in that snare trap.
Yeah.
It's like, mommy,
Tap it out.
mommy. Now, you know, if it was like Angelico and he did that, it wouldn't work because he'd be like too busy, like,
Yeah, he'd squirm out a bit and be doing the dance.
Yeah.
So after the match, there's a post-match brawl. We got the Hardy family office going up against Jurassic Express, and then the ring clears out, which enables Christian and Matt Hardy to brawl. At the end of it, Christian stands tall.
Go with that, because that greedy Matt Hardy, he's just bad for wrestling. He's
Greedy
like
Matt Hardy. He's a low-end Brody Lee. He's trying to do what Brody Lee did and did very well, and he's just not doing it because Brody Lee already did it. He already did it better. We love you, Brody.
You ever really like? It's like eating the Spam on a sandwich, but you leave that sandwich out on the counter for like a day or two, then you go back and eat it. That's what Matt Hardy is to me.
Christian's gonna take out the trash, Jay. Don't you worry.
Man, I can't wait.
It's done before.
Do it again,
man. He's made a career beating the shit out of Matt Hardy. Alright, then we got pre-recorded words from MJF regarding tonight's super huge main event. Biggest main event in wrestling in any company this week, for sure. This is what people are going to be talking about. But he's also talking about a match he wants to have against Chris Jericho next week. And if MJF beats Chris Jericho next week after his match with Sammy, Jericho's got to leave him alone. MJF's like, had enough, man. He can't go up against Inner Circle no more.
Can't take on those really superior champs.
Inner Circle is greater than D-Generation X. You heard it here first.
JJ's Powerbomb, subscribe if you dig my mustache.
And then we're backstage of Andre El Idolo, the pride of El Salvador, among many other Latino countries. And he's going to have...
All those Latino countries' men have somebody to look up to, and I'm going to keep saying that every week.
Finally. They
finally do? Okay.
Yeah, they finally
I'd go with that.
And he's going to have his debut singles match, finally, at Miami Road Rager in Miami next week against everyone's favorite ayahuasca dosing madman Matt Sydal. I'm going with Idolo in this match. It's his debut match. He ain't gonna lose. You see the suits that man wears? We got like probably like $10,000 custom-made suits. I mean, he looks like a drug dealer or the president of El Salvador.
There's no
It's
way.
great.
There's no way a man that everybody looks up to that's of Latin descent will slip off a rope and fuck up his debut.
No, never, never. He won't do that. This is the boyfriend or husband, I don't know, of Charlotte Flair, who's the daughter of 16-time world champion Ric Flair.
Whoa.
So this leads up to Kenny Omega. He has an in-ring interview. AEW World Champion Kenny Omega, in-ring interview. Tony Schiavone. He's got to let us know he's still the man. He got past Jungle Boy on Saturday. But then he's realizing he's beat them all. There's no competition on the roster left for him. He's got to take some time off. There's competition in other companies. He can go to Mexico, make $1 million. He can't probably make $1 million in Impact Wrestling, but he's got to work in Japan. Like, you know,
he could become the first international space station champion.
Yeah, he could fight on the ISS against some of those astronauts or what have you. They ain't got nothing on the greatest wrestler in the past 3,000 years.
No.
However, a group appears. There's like 10 of them. They keep wanting us to join them. The Dark Order appears. Evil Uno's got the microphone, and like he's saying, "Oh, like, you know, there's people to compete against you, Kenny." And the crowd starts chanting, "Cowboy shit, cowboy shit, hee-haw!" Woo! That took it out of me.
Yeah, but there's nobody there.
But there's
no
there's no Hangman. There's no Cowboy. And Kenny's saying that if he thinks that they're talking about who he thinks they're talking about, that person has no guts.
He's scared.
Scared.
Scared. Hangman's scared.
Will he put down the drink and load up the 6 shooters against his former tag team partner and champion, Kenny Omega? We'll see.
We'll see.
But not before pre-recorded words from Brian Pillman Jr. This is right before the biggest match of his career, going up against Miro for a TNT Championship, Jay.
Oh, can I go by those words?
Sure.
You guys at David J. Powerbomb, I saw what you did there with Miss Hart. It's so upsetting that you use a clickbait to do that. Like, what are you doing? You know, I'm going to dedicate this match to destroy Miro just because I'm so angry. Ah,
that was Pillman impression? I thought you were doing the Miro impression as I was praying.
No, we can pray for
Pillman. Yeah, Pillman said some weird stuff. I don't know, man. So then I guess Miro beat up Garrison earlier, like in the week or something. We didn't see it, so there's pride and revenge on the line as well. So this leads us into the match. We got Brian Pillman Jr. He's coming out with Gift Garrison and Julia Hart, who, by the way, is not a legitimate member of the Hart family at all.
Did you notice how Pillman like
ruffling her hair and covering her up?
And made sure she wasn't able to be seen?
Bra and panties match.
Panties match. Who would have done something like that?
And what happens next here? Oh yeah, Pillman's trying hard going into the break. He's trying to survive. He's throwing some moves in.
You know, you could talk about it and say, you know, great, Brian Pillman did some things, had some offense, but what do we honestly, even before this, everybody, what did you fucking think? Like, who do you think was going to win this match?
I'm going with God's favorite champion, Jay.
Oh man, I'm praying for him right now.
So it went back and forth. Did God's favorite champion pull it off and fulfill the destiny? Well, Miro's dominant through the break. Pillman gets a bit of a burst of strength. Then a bunch of super kicks are exchanged. But the final super kick was just too strong and too powerful. It was almost like it was sent from God himself. Miro's super kick, which enables him to get his Boston Crab submission maneuver, which they are now calling the game over, because he plays video games with Kip Sabian, right? And to get well soon, Kip. And Brian, but to one of your heroes' credits, Brian Pillman Jr. He did not tap out, Jay.
No, he passed out.
Passed out.
But it was the ending we were all expecting, right, for this match.
Yeah, he gave it the old college try. He gave it a valiant effort.
Yeah, valiant effort. He, he always has next year to try out for the team.
Yeah, well, exactly. You can make it next year, perhaps.
Yeah, your nepotism got you in here now, and so now you're going to go on about it. So whatever, man.
Oh man, Brock Anderson. All right, so then we're backstage again, and Hangman's he's a little upset at the Dark Order because they didn't give him the go ahead when they went out and did that. They did that without his permission when they went up against Kenny there.
But they all have faith in him, lots of faith. That's
right. And then Buddy at the end says, "It's your time, Hangman. It's your time. You've waited long enough." I think it wasn't Johnny Hungy, Alex Reynolds. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
All right. So then, backstage words from Team Taz, Dirty Hook Taz, and who else? Powerhouse Hobbs. And there's going to be an FTW Championship match in the near future in Austin, Texas. And Hook Taz speaks. He's really tired of this. He's tired of this, Jay.
Well, if you were locked in the closet with,
Ricky Starks.
We didn't say that. Or any of those guys, especially his own father. They probably still shower together.
Oh, he makes him shower with his dad. Yuck. And then, but the big FTW championship match for Fake's title in wrestling is going to be Ricky Starks going up against Brian Cage. They're going to clear the issues. They got to get it out there in the open, in the ring. What if Ricky Starks ends up winning this Fake title?
Then he can fucking leave Team Taz and go pursue, a real career in AEW.
We'll see. We'll see. This leads into the clown show match, if you will, tag team match. Big implications on the line. Nyla Rose and Vickie Guerrero versus Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel Not Reba, who are favorites of Jay and I. And, of course, Britt Baker is our AEW Women's Champion. And
there's nobody out there that's just, can compete. God, I feel so filthy. I feel like Peter Avalon.
You do look like Peter Avalon.
Wow, God.
Got the scuzzy shit going there. So, yeah, I don't even know where we're going with this, but Rebel gets tagged in first, and then she tags into Britt, and it's Britt versus Nyla. Vickie, at the end there, gets the lockjaw put on her, which was good to see, because
Vickie shut that
shut up. Yeah. But then, after the match, post-match beatdown, Nyla gets in there, power bombs Britt a few times, and then she has Britt on the ring apron, and there's this table set up from earlier, and she power bombs our favorite women's champion in history through the table off the apron.
Get well soon, Britt.
I'm sure she will. I mean, that bump she took against Thunder Rosa when they were all busted open off the apron.
Yeah, Britt's been through a lot, and that's why she's
that's
why she's our champ right now, because she's willing to put it on the line, and we're never disappointed in really any of her matches.
It's true, it's true. And this leads, we got some announcements. So next week, because Scumbag Eddie Kingston and Penta El Zero Miedo's cool, because they won this week, they get a tag team title match next week against the Bucks. So hopefully the Bucks don't have to lose 2 in a row. I'm sure that they're not going to lose the title to Eddie Kingston. And,
hell no.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Then we're backstage with the Inner Circle. Well, 3 members, Pride and Powerful and Jack Hagar. Hagar is just going crazy. He's screaming. They got a trios match against Wardlow and I think FTR next week. And Konnan is going to be in the Inner Circle's corner, Jay.
It's what they need, because they're the greatest Inner Circle ever.
They're better than D-Generation X.
If you're not down with the Inner Circle, got 2 words for you.
Fuck it! And this leads us into our main event, which didn't have to suck anything. It was awesome. We got Scum of the Earth, MJF, versus Spanish God, Sammy Guevara. And it's a great match. They're doing Ric Flair impressions early. And, yeah. Woo! And that's quick action early. Both competitors are showing their agility.
Young, fast, beasts.
Like, I mean, Sammy's known for his agility, but MJF was putting on a display as well. And Sammy's able to hit a beautiful springboard cutter. And MJF's able to get in control. He's able to use the skirted ring apron to kind of tangle Sammy up a little bit.
That was quite very, very, very
innovative.
Slick move, man. You gave you some edge, literally on the edge.
That's right, the edge of tomorrow today. And then Sammy's able to hit a Spanish fly off the second rope. The action's just too crazy to call. Sammy hits a springboard Canadian Destroyer onto MJF for a crazy near fall.
Oh my god.
MJF gets fed up and grabs a chair, but Sammy's able to drop kick it into him. And then, okay, so MJF is like outside the ring on the other side of the barricade in the first row of the audience. Sammy's on the top rope of the ring. What do you think happens?
Springboard senton.
Yeah, he jumps from the top rope. Yeah, basically a swanton, forward somersault, whatever you want to call it. It was crazy.
Huge.
Could have went south so many different ways.
Those boys really put their bodies on the line today.
If we can get a good angle of it, that might make the thumbnail. That was pretty crazy. Then what else happened? So like, yeah, they're like dying. And then, but somehow MJF's able to gain control, and then he hits a tombstone pile driver onto Sammy from the second rope. Never seen anything like that before. Figuring like they're dead now. But MJF, like, he's clutching that knee, right? Like, but he's been known to fake knee injuries before, right? But I don't know, this might be real. Like, he was really holding that knee throughout the entire length of the match afterwards. Like, is he really injured?
I don't know.
But this enables Sammy to hit the go to hell, the GTH maneuver, where he flips the guy in the fireman's carry and knees him in the head. And but it's a near fall because MJF's able to get his foot on the rope somehow, some way. And then Sammy, not to be deterred, goes for the 630 senton, how he beat Shawn Spears at the pay-per-view, hits it, MJF kicks out, holy shit. Oh, and then Shawn Spears arrives. So Jericho's on commentary the whole night. He goes to help his homie Sammy. But then Wardlow attacks Jericho from behind. Dirty pool. And then that enables Shawn Spears, well, the referee's back's turned, to hit a chair shot onto Sammy. And the ref didn't see it. And then MJF goes for the pin. And unfortunately, it's a 3 count.
Yeah, they got the cheat win. We were kind of expecting that because, you know, we just weren't expecting MJF to play fair tonight at all.
He's a scumbag, man. He's still clutching that knee. Like, is it injured for real? Who knows? I hope it's injured for real, man. I really hate MJF.
I do too, man. But now, like, we got a nice montage after the
montage. Yeah. I went out for a cigarette.
Okay, yeah. Well, you can go for a cigarette now.
I think I will.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
All right. See you later.